everybody. So today's video, what I'm going to do is a little something called the book sacrifice tag. And I found this in Xtine May's video, or polandbananabooks. Her video will be linked down in the description area. So basically what I'm going to do is that there's going to be 5 different scenarios, and you have to choose the book that you will sacrifice for the scenario. So scenario number 1. You know, you're in the library, you're just chilling, and then all of a sudden the zombie apocalypse starts. And zombies start rushing in from anywhere and everywhere, and you're crowding in a corner with all these people scared to death, when suddenly the manager of the library goes on speakerphone and tells everybody, the military has found a way to kill off these zombies. What you have got to do is you've got to take the book that has been talked about the most, that said it's so good, but you think it is not good at all, and smash it over their heads and they will die. So you run to that one book that you know, that you hated but everybody else loved, and you smash it over that zombie's head. And for me, that book is The Host by Stephanie Meyer. I cannot describe how much I don't like this book. I was thinking reading the book just because everybody was like, oh, Stephanie Meyer is actually way better than Twilight, you should read it. I saw the movie, I like the movie. Everybody was like, oh no, the books are so much better than the movie, you have to read the books. And I read the book, and it is slow. The second half of the book's fine. The second half of the book I liked. But the first half is just complete and utter boringness. Is that even a word? Boringness. It's horrible. It's just, I can't even explain my feelings. It just started so slow. And then it just kept on being slow, there's that one moment you're like, oh, she's found and they're gonna go in the cave, but then it just gets slow because they spend like 10 chapters inside this little cave. With nothing changes. It's just, I didn't like it. I just did not like it. Scenario number 2. No, you're getting your hair did. You have a nice wedding to go to. You're getting your hair all straightened or curled or updo, downdo, whatever. And you walk outside when suddenly the heavens open up and a torrential downpour is thrown down onto the ground. And rain, it is a freaking hurricane. It is a freaking hurricane. And you have to choose one sequel from a series to put on top of your head to cover, to make sure that your hair stays beautiful. For me, that book would be Crescendo by Becca Fitzpatrick. Don't get me wrong, I love that series. That was a really, really good series. I did really love it. But Crescendo was just not my favorite one. Hush Hush was interesting because you get the basis of the book. Silence was interesting because, Nora didn't remember anything, and there's this whole, her trying to figure out her life again. And Finale is interesting because it's finale, it's the last book, it's a bang. Crescendo was just, it was just like, oh, they broke up, oh no, and I found out how the way to get back together. And then at the end, you could have literally taken Hush Hush, used the ending of Crescendo, slipped it in there, and then gone right to Silence. You didn't need Crescendo. So yeah, I would have sacrificed that book. Scenario number 3. You're in English class and your teacher is going on about this wonderful classic that changes your life, that it is the best book you will ever read, that it has so much meaning, and you would pick up the book and whip it at your teacher because it would be worth getting the attention to exclaim to the entire class why this book is horrible. What classic is that? For me, it's Animal Farm by George Orwell. So I don't have the book with me right now because I read it in class twice. Once for a grade 7 English project, the other time for a grade 10 careers project. You have no idea how much I hate that book. In grade 7, it was just a complete random nonsense of animals randomly talking to each other. Then the pigs had to take over and kill the geese and kill the sheep and then kill the best character they ever have, Boxer, and then they kill the other pigs and they turn into humans. It's just so confusing. And when you get to grade 10 and it is explained to your teacher, by your teacher, that it is about communism and capitalism and the difference and why some people were like, oh, communism is better, but then this is what communism happens and blah, blah, blah. This is what happens when communism comes into your life. And But like in grade 7, you don't get that. So I read this book and I'm like, what is this nonsense? This is the most boring book I've ever read. There's no point to it. Next thing I know, pigs are killing other animals and I don't get this. So yeah, if you like, trust me, I'm not hating on you. If you like the book, go ahead. But for me, it was one horrible experience in grade 7 that did not make me like the book. Scenario number 4. You're in the library, you're chilling with a bunch of friends and your family because you all read books, and all of a sudden, it's the day after tomorrow. The world is ice. Global warming exploded, and the world is complete and utter Arctic wasteland. And your dad immediately tells you to keep yourself warm the most that you can, and just continually burn books to keep yourself warm. And so you grab the one book that you would not care if it was in the fire burning because you wouldn't want to read it to keep yourself occupied anyways. That book, or books, for me, the Twilight series. Literally? Okay. So let me just explain a little something to you. Those books, I loved them when I was in grade 5, 6. I read all the Harry Potter books, and then I needed a new series to read, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to read the Twilight series. And I loved it. I did really like the Twilight series. It was really, really interesting for me. But then I realized there are so many books that are way better than that series. Inheritance Cycle, Percy Jackson, Kane Chronicles, Fallen, Divergent, Mortal Instruments. I could, Infernal Devices, I could list them off my fingers. There are so many books that are way better than Twilight. And I regret reading them. I wasted my time. I could have been reading City of Bones, or I could have been reading The Hunger Games. But instead I was reading Twilight. It was just a waste of my time. So at the time I liked it, but now I would burn them and be like, okay, I'd rather be sitting there reading the Mortal Instruments over again, because class. And finally, scenario number 5, the one that Christine made up in her video, was you're going on stage for a performance. So I changed it for a dance performance because I'm a dancer. And you're going on stage for the dance performance, and you're about to go on stage, you're chewing gum, you've a little while to go on, and then it is 2 minutes. You have to get your ass on stage, but you are chewing your gum, and there is no garbage can around anywhere. You can't go on stage with your gum because you're going to choke on it while you do a pirouette, and you're screwed. So, what you have to do is you have your favorite series backstage with you, because before you go on stage, you calm yourself down by reading from your favorite series. What last page from one of your favorite series would you tear out because you did not like the ending at all and sacrifice it to put your gum in before you go on stage? For me, it would be the Inheritance Cycle's last book, Inheritance by Christopher Paolini. Don't have it with me because it's on my ebook reader, but you have no idea how much I hated that ending. Yeah, I have a lot of feelings from that book. I can't even put my feelings into words when it comes to this book. It's just, I was expecting it to be a happy ending because that was the last book in the series, and usually there's happy endings when it comes to the last book in the series. Like, Percy Jackson, Last Olympians, had a nice happy ending. No! He decided to crush my heart into a bunch of million little pieces. My OTP was ripped apart, and I could do nothing about it. And then, there's a little note at the end of the book, Christopher Paolini, in his little author's note, saying that he will definitely write another series in Algacia. It could be a continuation of the series, kind of like they did with Heroes of Olympus, or it could be just completely new characters because he can't get rid of the Algacia, this world that he made for like 5 years. But it doesn't help, because what if you just don't write about Arya and Aragon and Roran and Selena and all of them again? What if you just decide to just write new characters? My heart is gonna hurt. My heart is hurting. So I would have to rip out that last page. If I had it here, I would, but it's kind of an ebook, so that would not be good. So, thank you for watching. If you want to go do the tag, leave it as a video response, or you can make your own video and tag me in it, because I want to see your ideas about what books you like to sacrifice, what books you hate. If you want to follow me on any of my social networks, they're all linked in the crotch. I know I used to put them up here, but I'm too lazy to do that now. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Hello guys. So sorry that I haven't been able to review anything lately.